Are you ready for another easy block? Hey everyone, Cristin here, and it's time to continue with our project. We're working on Ginger's Kitchen bench pillow. So yesterday we did our first block, the super cute gingerbread house A. Very simple block, but with lots of elements. So we got to try vinyl and mylar and felt and all the things, right? So it was a beautiful block, turned out beautiful. Love seeing everyone's blocks in the Facebook group. Thank you for sharing. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. So today we have another super simple one, and then we're going to ramp it up just a little bit. Don't worry. All right, so today we are going to work on cookie testers. So grab your packet. Mine says 6, so that means it's on page 6 of our PDF for Ginger's Kitchen. So grab that, and this one is really super simple. There's a little bit extra stuff to it just because there's some substitutions from our sponsor. Thank you to Bind It by Stitches. I love that everyone is commenting in the Facebook group saying how awesome that they have done in getting out the supplies to us, even as far as the UK. How cool is that? I love it. So Bind It by Stitches created a website directly with our items for Kitchen's bench pillow. They've done a great job. I'm super grateful to them. So we're going to go ahead and go over what we need for today for the cookie testers block. So we're going to start with our main fabric. So the original one was this red with colored dots all over it, Christmas colored dots on it. That's the original. The substitution from our sponsor was red with white dots. All right, so either one of these obviously would work great. I do highly recommend backing it with fusible backing. It works really great to take away puckering for the stitching when we've got wording and the embroidery and the quilting and all of that. You don't want your project to work at all of this and then to end up with puckering, right? So make sure that you're backing your main fabric at least with fusible backing. So our first fabric, this background fabric, we're going to start with this at 8.5 by 6.5. All right, 8.5 by 6.5 for our main fabric. And again, either this one or the substitution for our main fabric. And then we just have one applique piece. How simple is that? So we are going to have our applique piece. It's for, what do you call it? For the label, all right? It's like, it's got this cute little label on it. So the original one is white with Christmas dots on it. That's the original one from several years ago. This has been discontinued. So if you have a substitution from our sponsor, you would have received the white with snowflakes on it. All right, cute, cute, cute. I love this one. White with snowflakes. So either one of these, white with colored dots or white with snowflakes, white on white. So this one is going to be 6.5 by 5.5 for our main fabric, 6.5 by 5.5. Now I want to point out, this white fabric is going to go up against this red fabric. So again, I really recommend backing it with fusible stabilizer because you don't want your white fabric to end up looking like it's kind of a pinkish reddish fabric. All right, you don't want it to see the red through it. So I do recommend backing this with fusible stabilizer. All right, so 6.5 by 5.5 for your applique piece. And again, back it with stabilizer, all right, with fusible backing. All right, and again, it can be the white with the snowflakes on it. So on this one, we are going to quilt it. So we're going to need our batting. So our batting today is going to be 7 by 5, 7 by 5 for your batting. All right, and there is a batting cut sheet at the end of this video. I always include it toward the end of the video so that you can work ahead and make your packets if you prefer, or it's also on the prep video. All right, so we're going to quilt this one with a 6 by 4. It's really 4 by 6 quilting design. We're going to have it be turned so it's 6 by 4, but it's called a 4 by 6 quilting design. You can use any quilting design that you want that is 4 by 6. I'm going to use Hobby 5. Remember Hobby 5 from our whisk project? So we did the We Whisk You a Merry Christmas quilt, and we used Hobby 5 and Hobby 1 a lot because it's baking. I don't remember exactly which one this is. One of them has the rolling pin and sugar, flour, swirls, all of that. So Either way, Hobby 5 is the one that I'm going to use for this, for the cookie testers block. I think that's pretty perfect. So in a 4x6, and again, you can use any quilting design that is 4x6. Let's see, and there's no special cut instructions or anything like this. And remember, I mentioned yesterday that on that 6x6 block, was it 6x6, something like that? It was a big one. We had, if you have a 5x7 hoop, you're going to need a double hoop. This one is going to be a 4x6 quilting design. That's the biggest part of the block, so you won't need anything like that for this one. Another fun option, if you don't have Hobby 5, a plaid would be really fun on this one, something that goes all the way to the edges. That would be pretty too. You just don't want to take away from the wording, so something that's not super duper busy, but anything will work, whatever you choose. All right, so easy day today. Let's go ahead and get started. Hey everyone, so I wasn't planning on a stretch exercise on this block, but I noticed there's an empty space. Let me show you. So I pulled the design up in Embellishment Essentials and see this empty space. And so I looked at the cover thinking, well, maybe there's a button or something that's going to go there, and there's nothing. So you can leave this as is. It's great as it is. Or if you want, you could add a little something into this blank space. Totally, completely optional. So I'm just going to give you some ideas and let you run with it. So what I did is I opened up Etsy. I went to Etsy and I typed in cookie because the block is official cookie testers needed apply here. I thought, well, of course we need a cookie. That would be really cute. So I looked through the various designs. This one is from So Cha Cha, and I really like So Cha Cha and their minis. And so this one would be great if you think that you'll use the other designs. I don't think that she has just the cookie by itself. I'm not sure. But I saw this one and I thought this one looked really great too. And I like the cookie chips, that they're not just all one shape. So I like this one. It comes in 14 different sizes. I think the biggest was like 7.5 inches. The smallest is an inch. And so we may have to shrink it down a little bit, but that's the one I decided on. So this is from Pramuk Designs. It looks like Pramuk Designs, $2. So I bought that one. So if you decide to do any one of these, you would just purchase it and then download it to your computer. And that's all I did at this point, so I can show you the rest. So mine downloads to my desktop. You can see it right here. You want to make sure to unzip the file. Always extract the items inside of it to be able to utilize it. It looks like there's some that are zipped and some not. That's interesting. All right, and then I always just close it to make sure that I delete the zipped one to lessen up hard drive space. So here's the one that we unzipped, and I use Pez. Oh, these are PNG files. So they're picture files and then the various machine format sizes. So I'm going to use the Pez. So I'm going to open that up. Now here is, I'm going to shrink this down so you can see. I'm using Embellishment Essentials. Those of you that have been with me for a while, you know I really enjoy it. It's so easy to use. If you have not purchased embroidery software and you're in the market for embroidery software, please use my affiliate link. I'll add a link up here so that you can purchase it. It is Embellishment Essentials is the one that I teach on a lot of my videos. So this is Embellishment Essentials here. And so I went ahead and I opened up the design. So actually, since we're going to make some changes, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in the quilting design and then the embroidery design and then the stretch item. I always call it a stretch exercise when we add something to it. So this is the quilting design that I've chosen. It's Hobby 5. I brought it in just to transfer it to my machine, thinking, oh, I'll just transfer these two designs and then I'll show you how to join them on the machine. But I'm going to do it on software since we're going to add a little stretch. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go to File, New Page. So when you open up Embellishment Essentials, first you want to start with your hoop size. So down here on the right, here, let me move this over. So down here on the right, it'll tell you what hoop size that you're on. It says I'm on my 8x8 hoop. Our design is 6x4, so this can be done in a 5x7 hoop. I think I'll go ahead and I'll just change my hoop size to that. So I'm going to go up here to this folder. This is the preferences folder. If I click on that, it'll show the various hoop sizes. And I'm just going to find my 5x7 hoop, click on that and say okay. And you can see it changed my hoop size. And then I like to click this compass button and click H for hoop, so it will zoom into the hoop so that I can see all of the different aspects of it. Now we start with our quilting design. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you a couple ways of bringing something in. So I'm going to go to this merge stitch file button. It's the one with the little needle on here. And then I'm going to go to where I have it saved, my quilting design saved on my computer. So for me, I've got mine on my D drive. So it's just asking, well, where is this file that you want me to open? So you just navigate to where you have it. And then I have mine in Whisk because we used these files for Whisk. So I'm using Hobby 5. Let's see right there. Hobby 5, embroidery files, block by block. Pez is what I use for my machine. And then I need to find the 4x6 design. So I'm just going to scroll down here. And then there's the 4x6 design right there. So double click on that. It goes to the center of the block. That's perfect. And then I want to bring in that official Cookie Testers embroidery design. There's our quilting design. So I'm going to go back to merge stitch file and I'm going to navigate to where I have I'm going to close up, let's see this D, I'll close that up. I have my Ginger's Kitchen on my desktop, embroidery files, Pez, and then I'm just looking for that Cookie Testers right there. Double click on that and that will go to the center as well. All right, so one thing is it's easier when you do these stretch exercises, it's easier to do it just without the quilting in the background so that it's not so messy. You can see that this is messy right now, but it's not going to be on once it's on your hoop. So I'm going to now bring in the cookie design and I'm going to do that a different way. You can go to merge stitch file and find that file, or if you have your file handy, the other way of doing it, I've got my file open here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the 1-inch design and I'm just going to drag it over. How easy is that? So one thing I can see that there's quite a bit of jump stitches here, so we'll have to keep that in mind. It will be a bit of jumping around. So you want to just move this to where you want it and then resize it. So to resize it, you would just click on any of these corners and it will shrink it down a little bit. All right, so that works super easily. Sometimes you will need to reorder the steps, but having this at the end will work perfectly fine. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say Control C to copy that cookie, and I'm going to say Control V like victory to paste it, and it goes right on top of that first one. And see, now I can fit 2 of them. All right, and again, this is completely optional. It's absolutely not necessary. You could even take it and rotate it so that that bite mark is in a different location than that first one. Doesn't matter. You get to play around with it however you want, whatever works for you. All right, so how cute is that? That takes away that empty space, and that empty space is perfectly fine if you want that, or you can play around with this. Sorry for my phone dinging. All right, so that looks really good. I made one a little bit smaller than the other. I moved it so that the bite marks are in different locations, but I think that's really cute. And like I said, it can be at the end of the design. It's not going to matter in this instance. Sometimes it will matter, and so you have to make sure you want to, excuse the dogs, you'll want to make sure that it's not and you're going to put an applique over it or anything like that. So you can see that having it at the end of the design, it will work perfectly fine in this scenario. So I'm going to go ahead and keep it here. That was really easy. So I merged the quilting design with the embroidery design, and then I brought in 2 of the cookies, and that's just a cute little, very quick, easy stretch exercise if you choose to do that. So I'm going to save it now. I'm going to say File, Save Stitch File As. Always as. Make sure to always do it as so that it doesn't save over your original file. Save as. So I'm going to go. I've got my Ginger files on my desktop right there. Ginger's Kitchen and Pez. And I'm going to go ahead and name this. This is the 5x7. I think I won't name it that way. I'm just going to say Cookie Testers. Well, I hit return with I need to cut my nails. I hit it too long. That's funny. So I'm going to go ahead and open that and just change it because I meant to do a little more typing there, but my Pinky went ahead and changed it by mistake. So I'm going to go back to this file here, Pez, and see it just says cookie. I'm going to change that to cookie testers. And then I'm going to use 5x7 hoop. You could put that at the beginning, whatever works for you. And I'm going to hit return. All right, so that one is done. I've saved it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say utility send to Solaris XP1. That's my machine. It will send wirelessly and file sent to machine. If you don't have a machine that does that, you would just save it to a USB stick or transfer a copy to a USB stick, either way, and bring it over to your machine. So quick, easy stretch exercise today that I hadn't planned on doing, but I saw this empty spot and thought, we should add to that. So something fun to try. I don't have an embroidered shirt on today. I'm actually on my way out to church, but it's a pretty dress. I will add a link to it in my Amazon storefront here if you're interested in it. It comes in different colors. It's really pretty and easy. And I wear it with low top sneakers, like casual. I love casual dresses. That's very me. So anyway, cute little dress. It wasn't expensive. Cute little sundress. So I will add a link in my Amazon storefront for that, but no embroidered shirt today. Sorry. All right, now remember, we got to work on our goal. We're always working at being our best selves. I think that's so important. So every project, I always ask you to pick a goal. A bunch of people have already commented and told me what their goal is. I'm so proud of you. That's awesome. So mine is to stretch a little bit and to give a little like mental health information kind of, and keep in mind, like, I'm not a doctor, I don't know anything, but we all have our personal experiences, right? So today's, I love this analogy. This one is what's in your cup. And you may have heard this. It's kind of funny. I didn't hear about it. I was a little late to the party on this one, and now it means so much to me. So I'm going to read you what I've printed out. So you are holding a cup of coffee when someone comes along and bumps into you or shakes your arm, making you spill your coffee everywhere. Why did you spill the coffee? Because someone bumped me. That would be your usual response, right? Someone bumped into me. Wrong answer. You spilled the coffee because there was coffee in your cup. Had there been tea in the cup, you would have spilled tea. So whatever is inside the cup is what will spill out. Therefore, here's where it gets a little cool. Therefore, when life comes along and shakes you, which absolutely will happen, we know that there's always ups and downs of life constantly. All right, whatever is inside you is what will come out. It's easy to fake it until you get rattled. So we have to ask ourselves, what's in my cup? When life gets tough, what spills over? Joy, gratitude, peace, and humility. Anger, bitterness, victim mentality, and quitting tendencies. Life provides the cup. You choose how to fill it. Today, let's work towards filling our cups with gratitude, forgiveness, joy, words of affirmation, resilience, positivity, and kindness, gentleness, and love for others. I think that's so great. So the way that I read this, if I am working too much or too many people are pulling at me and I'm feeling like way too spread, way too overloaded, then I will get frustrated, victim mentality, all those things that they say. I'll have a hard time. And especially if I don't eat. That's my thing. Is I don't sleep anymore now that I'm on this cancer blocker pill, and thankfully I'm not one of those that gets very grouchy when I haven't slept. But if I don't eat, my husband will be like, "Did you eat today?" So that's my thing. So the point is, if we are spreading ourselves too thin and doing too many things and being pulled in too many directions and doing too much for others, then we're not taking care of ourselves and we're not going to be able to help others. We're not going to be at our best selves. So here's a good one. Yesterday, I got up in the morning. My husband went to the gym. I went for a 20-mile bike ride, and I almost didn't go because the wind was like crazy. And I'm like, oh, this is going to hurt, right? But it felt so good. It felt so good to get outside. I get like in my head, like thinking of ideas, and I have my best moments when I'm out on my bicycle. So I really enjoyed it, even though it was quite a push. It was a hard workout, but it was really good. So I did that. That fills my cup a little bit, right? And then when my husband got home, we went for a hike together. We did, and I let him pick the route. We went to a hike that was on the way to the next thing we were going to go to. So it was close by. But you can go, like, this hike is pretty incredible. There's like these monster climbs, or there's easier areas. And I let him be in front, and he just chose, he chose all the easiest little parts. So we only climbed like 180 feet out of 2 miles. So It wasn't a hard hike, but it was so good to get out in the sunshine and get time with my husband. I really enjoyed that. So then after that, we went to the Emmett Cherry Festival, which I've never been to and had no idea what it's like. I read online on their website that there were going to be concerts and like carnival stuff, and there was tons of junk food, which I did so good. I didn't eat a single thing. I did really good. I was really proud of myself. They had this monster huge bag of cotton candy, and I love that. I didn't get it, didn't do anything. So we sat down and enjoyed the concert. We walked around to all the booths, talked to a bunch of people. My husband bought like barbecue sauce and beef jerky and different things. And we just had a really good time together. Enjoyed being outside, being active, enjoying the community. It was really fun. And then when we got home, I had all this sunscreen on and I was sweaty and gross from our hike. And so I figured, well, before I take a shower, I'm going to do a little bit more. So I got on my treadmill and went for a 2.3 mile run and got that done. So I'm telling you, yesterday I got all filled up with all of the wonderful things that I like to do with my time. And I'm really lucky in that I see our embroidery time as playtime. That's absolutely, like, I get filled up doing our embroidery for sure, especially when it's something that you can make for someone else. That's wonderful, right? That feels so good. Or my exercise. So to me, that's me time. That's dedicated me time. I'm sorry if it means that I'm not getting stuff posted soon enough or whatever. That's me time. That's me filling my cup. So you have to figure out for you what fills your cup and what's in your cup. You know, if your cup is so depleted, then somebody bumps into you, you're going to be like barking at them and angry and bitterness and whatever. But if you are in a good place and you're taking care of yourself and you're eating healthy and you're enjoying time and not being spread too thin, you're enjoying a lot of things, then your cup, somebody's going to bump into you and you're like, oh, sorry, you're having a bad day. You know, it's going to be good. So that's today's analogy, is what is in your cup.